Good afternoon and thanks for joining us again. Angela here at Sew Bright Alpine Quilting, and we are here for the Great International Craft Show. And hello to everyone watching in Bendigo at the Craft Alive. And this afternoon we're going to talk about Quilt As You Go products and patterns from Pattern Pool, Monica Pool. And we're also going to show you some of our versatile solids and projects that you can use those in. But first off, we'll start off with the Monica Pool Quilt As You Go patterns that we have. So the first one is Hummingbird. That's a great one for jelly rolls or 2.5-inch strip sets, and has a lovely sashing detail in there. So the whole thing is constructed with a pre-cut 2.5-inch strip. Next up is Miss Daisy. This one here, you can start with a set of 10-inch squares and some coordinating fabric. Fancy Free is a great fat quarter one. So you would have a selection of fat quarters which you would put on the front and the back. Hi Michelle, how's Townsville today? And Penguin Party is a great cot size one. A little bit of applique on there. So with this one here, you would quilt your background squares and then applique over the top and join it with the sashing. The Rainbow Quilt, this is the next one I'm going to make after I get my new sewing machine. Hopefully it's coming from Father Christmas. So this one has lots of embroidery stitches on there, so it's a great one to practice your embroidery stitches on, and can be nice and cute. You can a few different sizes. As with most of Monica's patterns, they can be made in different sizes. So this one you can make lap, single or queen. So you just keep making as many blocks as you want.
Rainy and hot in Townsville.
Rainy and hot. Oh dear. This one is called Sweet and Sassy. This is a favourite one of mine. This is a fat quarter one as well. Lots of different block configurations there, and also has a bit of embellishing with rickrack on this one. And that one is also fat quarter, if I didn't say that one. Beautiful Bows is a lovely 3-dimensional quilt. And so you make each block. This one is also made with fat quarters. I think it was 16 in that one. So you use all of the fat quarters, and it's got this beautiful ruffle detail, and also comes in different sizes. So that one, as you see it there, is the lap size, and that one can also be made as a single bed. Now this is a slightly different version of Monica's Quilt As You Go, in that it uses the sketchy applique technique that she developed a few years ago. So you make it in these panels. You quilt the panels and then you join them together. And this one here, you've joined them from the front, and you have a little hand sewn seam on the back of that one. And beautiful scallop detail. Similarly with this one here, this one is called Lovebirds. So this one is made in 2 vertical panels that you quilt the background, applique over the top, and then join the panels together and add your Quilt As You Go borders. And you may have noticed that some of Monica's patterns also come with a coordinating cushion as well, which is handy. Cherry Cheer is the one behind me. Oh, my nose is dripping, sorry. This is one that's great for a coordinating range of fabrics, and also has some 3D details with the rickrack on it. We'll have a bit close-up look at that in a minute when I've finished going through all of these patterns. This is another favourite. Love the peaked edge on this one as well. This one here is called the Quilt As You Go Sampler. So this is where Monica shows you 5 different ways to make Quilt As You Go blocks and quilts. And this is also one that we teach as a class in our summer school. So we'll be running that class again in January. If anyone's interested, if you're coming to Bright in January, you can join a class for that one. That's also a great fat quarter one as well. So now we'll just show you some of the quilts that we've made from these patterns. If you want to pop up here. So this is the Cherry Cheer that we made. Lovely red and pink and white theme to it. And you'll see some of the rickrack detail on the blocks here. Also features some solid fabric. So this is the modern method of Quilt As You Go that's explained in the sampler quilt, and it has that rick-racky picot edge on it, which is really great. So over here we have Miss Daisy. So this is the one that we made. So that one started with a 10-inch set of Amy Butler fabric, that one was. And I've got a nice motley background, stitched it with some variegated thread, bit of detail and a nice spotty binding. So we have that one. This is our Sweet and Sassy. So as you see, this one has lots of rick-rack detail on it. This one's just recently been washed, so it's all a bit shriveled up, but that's okay. Looks, adds texture and interest to the blocks. So as I said, this is a fat quarter bun, and again the modern method using the pre-made bias for the sashing strips. And this one's got a beautiful scalloped edge, double scalloped edge. And we quilted it with some variegated thread on the back just to create a bit of interest on the back. And the last one that we have is the sampler for the Quilt As You Go sampler. I'll just pop it down on the table so that you can see one of the blocks. So in the class we start on one section, so the same section is repeated 4 times over the quilt. And as we said, this is 5 different ways of making Quilt As You Go. So you've got the modern way, there's the narrow cover strip that's on the front and the back. There's the almost hand sewn one where it has sewn on the front and you join your batting together with the batting tape, which is just on the table here. So we use this batting joining tape to join the batting in between so that we don't get any creep, and we also use the batting tape when we're adding Quilt As You Go borders. So these are our Quilt As You Go borders on the edge here. As you can see, we made ours in a very graphic black and white with a bit of green, and more or less just one fabric on the back. Nice and graphic. So yeah, that's a great class. Okay, just show you the batting. So with Quilt As You Go, it's recommended that you use a cotton batting, and preferably one that is fusible. We stock this one from Birch that is a nice flat wadding, and it's got a slight fusible tack on it. So I really like using that one. Okay. If you've got any questions about our Quilt As You Go products, you can just pop them in the comments and we can answer them later, or you can find them all, the things that I've talked about, under the Great International Craft Show tab under our favourite Quilt As You Go products. Right, let's talk about solids. We keep a range of solids, about 30 or 40 different colours over lots of different brands. So some are Emma Louise muslin, some are Kona solids, some are Devonstone solids, some are Centennial solids. Sometimes it just depends on what we're making. If we want something to particularly match a project that we're using from a particular designer, then we'll grab their solids as well. So today I've popped a few bundles up on the website. We're calling them Baker's Dozens. So there's 13 25 centimetre strips, which will go a long way to make something really yummy. So this one we call Blues and Greens. And then we have this one, which is the Rainbows. So red, orange, vibrant, and pinks and purples. And then we also have a neutral one that has all your black and white and grey and brownie colours in there as well, because I think solids are underused and can shine on their own. A couple of projects that we're working on at the moment, if Steve likes to pan around that way, you'll see the Aviatrix Medallion from Elizabeth Hartman. So this one has a selection of solids and also some Essex linen in the steel. And this is a great pattern for honing your piecing skills, and also great use of colour. So it's beautiful rainbow. There's 24 different fabrics across the different colours. And so we've got light, medium and dark of most colours, and they're working together really, really nicely. So I've got a couple of rounds to go on that one. So that's the Aviatrix Medallion Kit. That comes with all the fabric that you need. So that has all the solids and the neutrals and the linen in it, and the pattern. We also have the pattern on its own, and some other patterns that make good use of solids. The Endgame from Tied with a Ribbon is a really great one. So lots of different solids on there and a couple of different prints to highlight that. The Rainbow Popsicle, great use of solids on the background here, and with a little bit of sparkly linen just to juzz it up a bit. So we have patterns for that, and we have one kit left in the original colours. And we also have this one from Jemima as well, called Big Blocks. So you can see the solids feature quite largely in the pattern, and it has a little printed background. I think that one is a Tula Pink True Colours. Sedona is a quilt from So Kind of Wonderful, made with the mini QCR ruler. We've made this one, as you can see up behind me. Here we've made it into a table runner. This version here, I actually put in some of the tone-on-tone blacks we have, but it looks equally great. You could do the whole thing just in plain black and plain white. Very graphic and great modern quilt. So that's Sedona, and one more is Alphabet Soup from Jaybird Quilts. Makes great use of solids for making letters that you can put into anything. There's 9 different projects, I think, in that one, and it gives you all the alphabet and the letters from 1 to 0. And it has paper templates in there, but you can of course use the hexamer ruler and the super sidekick for that one. And you might see a little sample up here that I made earlier. So that looks really great. Okay. Oh, here's the kit for Rainbow Popsicle. So that has all of the solids in there, and the linen and the pattern. And we've got a couple left of the Tula Pink homemade Spool for Love quilt, and that features quite a few solids in there as well, along with some of the homemade fabric. And lastly, we have Amish with a Twist number 3. So this one features a range of solids from Marcus Brothers. They call them Centennial Solids. So that's a great quilt. That's quite large, that quilt, and you can see great special on that one. And we have 2 left of that one as well. So I hope you enjoyed working with solids and quilt as you go. We'll be back again tomorrow morning at 11:30, and I can't remember what we're talking about. Stocking stuffers, I think, from memory. And we also have a class tomorrow. It wasn't today, it's tomorrow. The chenille cushions. So the chenille textured cushions with the wildlife art panels that we cut out with the Clover slash cutter. So that will be in the classroom at 2 o'clock tomorrow. So don't forget to go to our website at sewbright.com.au to see all of these specials directly, or you can always go in through the shopping hall at craftalive.com.au as well. Thanks for watching. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.